Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, look out below. 2 teens facing charges after a car was hit by an object thrown from a bridge. Jeers and cheers reaction from last night's by-election forum featuring Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. And ready to rise, how the city is preparing for this summer's first heat streak.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A 14-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl are facing charges tonight after rocks and bricks were thrown off a pedestrian bridge downtown onto cars below. At least one vehicle was hit. Police are looking for anyone else who may have been struck. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us from near Grierson Hill this evening where this took place. So Nariman, the charges I understand include assault with a weapon.
Yeah, so Matt, police say that the teens were charged due to how serious their alleged actions were. So police say that the teens threw rocks and bricks from this overpass, and a driver whose windshield was hit, managed to get out and detain the 2 teens before police arrived. Now, this incident happened last Friday in the area of Grierson Hill near the funicular pedestrian bridge between 3 to 4 p.m. In a statement to CTV, EPS says these were young people making a foolish, dangerous choice and not fully grasping the consequences of their actions. Adding, we're fortunate this didn't result in serious injuries or worse. And driver Robert Stanley was killed when a boulder was dropped from an overpass onto his bus on White Mud Drive. 2 teens pleaded guilty to manslaughter in his death. Police investigated several rock-thrown cases last year, including objects thrown from the 53rd Avenue overpass on the White Mud Freeway, hitting vehicles below. No one was seriously hurt. Now, EPS is encouraging any other possible victims or any witnesses to come forward and help out with their investigation. Now, as for the 41-year-old driver whose vehicle was hit, he was not hurt. Back to you, Matt.
All right, Nariman Issa live on Grierson Hill tonight. Thank you. By-election day in Battle River Crowfoot is approaching. One day after 10 of the more than 200 riding candidates took questions from constituents, experts say the race could still go several ways. The outcome could determine the future of Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's political career. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Beautiful day. Thanks for coming out.
Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre made a grand entrance in Camrose at the Battle River Crowfoot by-election forum. Many experts agree the race in the highly conservative riding is Poilievre's to lose.
My Alberta values taught me about faith, family, and freedom, hard work, helping your neighbors, and those values guided me to fight for the values of this region.
Poilievre's predecessor, Damien Kurek, resigned his seat so the federal leader could run after losing his own Ottawa-Carleton riding in April. Being an out-of-towner is something critics and other candidates are pouncing on.
I firmly believe that Mr. Poilievre is too busy with his own personal ambitions to give a rat's backside about us.
Anger was also directed at other interests impacting the race, including people from outside the riding.
Did you happen to notice how many hands actually went up when I asked how many people in the crowd could vote? Not very many.
And a group that's added hundreds of names to the ballot.
They're just trying to steal enough votes through all of them that they can wipe him out.
Some are asking how big of a victory Poilievre needs before his January leadership review.
If he beats me, are we doing this again in February?
Others are questioning the strength of Poilievre's campaign.
His confidence at running in the riding, if he has to bring in supporters, if he has to run in a riding that's the second biggest margin of victory in the country.
Despite the Conservatives' Get Out the Vote campaign, political scientist Laurie Williams says this race will likely be decided by who heads to the polls on the day.
It's a very busy time of year for farmers, ranchers, and those who provide goods and services.
By-election day in Battle River Crowfoot is August 18th. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Elections Alberta has issued a former Conservative MLA's petition to prevent Alberta from separating. Thomas Lukaszyk's Alberta Forever Canada petition asks, do you agree that Alberta should remain in Canada? Elections Alberta says the petition must get nearly 294,000 eligible signatures by October 28th for the question to be considered in a referendum. Only registered canvassers can collect signatures. Earlier this week, a competing question was sent to a judge to make sure it does not violate the Constitution. The proposed question is whether people agree with Alberta becoming a sovereign country and ceasing to be a province in Canada. Elections Alberta says a decision on that application has not been made as it's before the courts. A new dedicated space is open at the Edmonton Airport to help victims of human trafficking and other people experiencing trauma. This safe room is equipped with couches, a bed, bathroom, and kitchenette. It's in an undisclosed location at the airport. Airport staff trained to recognize the signs of trafficking can discreetly bring someone there to access help. Experts say human trafficking is one of the fastest growing crimes in Canada, and airports are key locations where victims may be moved through.
At a partner airport in Calgary, YYC, we started a safe room with the idea that maybe it would be helpful, but maybe this is going to be something that's more symbolic. We've used it so much, they're building a second.
There's also signs and other symbols in the Edmonton Airport to indicate to victims this is a place they can receive help. Edmonton Public Schools has named its new superintendent. Ram Thompson was introduced at today's school board meeting. He's been a part of Edmonton Public Schools for 25 years as a teacher, principal, and most recently as the assistant superintendent of schools. He says the number of students and spaces for them are two of the biggest issues he'll have to deal with this year. Another potential issue is a potential teacher strike.
My first priority will be to familiarize myself with our contingency plan and work with our leadership and our team downtown here to ensure that we're ready for the new school year.
Last month, the Alberta Teachers Association released the results of a strike vote showing more than 94% of teachers were in favor of striking. Members of the Kingsway Legion have delayed a decision to determine the fate of its building following a special meeting last night. Earlier this month, the Legion's president said it's barely making ends meet. Members were asked whether they want to lease half the building to bring in more money, put the building up for sale to find a smaller, more affordable space, or keep the property as is. The Legion says the decision to table the motion was made in order to gather more information. That information is expected to be presented by the end of September. The Royal Alberta Museum says more than birds are flying through the skies of downtown Edmonton. Through the spring, the museum placed an ultrasonic microphone and bat detector on its roof to find out if there were bats in downtown Edmonton. The detector picked up two different species, silvered-haired bats and hoary bats. One museum curator says they were probably traveling over the city on their way to their breeding grounds. He says, while some people think bats are scary, their presence is actually a good sign for people and the environment.
I mean, I hope people would hope there's more bats in downtown Edmonton dealing with mosquitoes and dealing with other pests that also play their role in the ecosystem. But hopefully there's fewer of them. I wouldn't say we're going to be overrun with bats in downtown. It still doesn't meet a lot of the criteria that those animals need. But it's nice to know that we haven't completely destroyed the ecosystem.
Nick Caron says, well, it's hard to tell exactly how many bats flew over the Ram. They had multiple detections over more than a month. The city is preparing to hand out water bottles as temperatures rise. The city has activated its extreme weather response. It's meant to keep vulnerable people safe during hot weather. Anyone who needs to get out of the heat can visit an open city facility where water bottles will be available. Access to water is also available at 28 different water stations across the city.
We work with agency partners and Homeward Trust to ensure that they're spreading the word to clients and people accessing services to know where they can go to get help or water or access resources.
The response is expected to last until Saturday. The city could extend it if high temperatures continue. You can sign up for Edmonton's extreme weather alerts online. All right, Josh. Well, I guess it's a good time to ask just how warm it's going to get this week.
Low 30s over the next couple of days, so a little bit hotter than it was today. And it looks like that heat will extend into Saturday as well. It's right now in the mid to upper 20s across the Edmonton region. A little cooler there in Elk Island at 26. You get a 28. The Villeneuve Airport, 29 in downtown Edmonton. 30 for the daytime high today. Well, 29.8. So unless we can crack that 30.0 mark, technically this would not be the 6th 30-degree day of the year. We'll get our 6th and 7th tomorrow, though, if we don't do it today. 15 degrees this morning. This is part of the reason we have this heat warning in effect, is your morning lows, you're not getting any relief from the heat. You're going to be in the 15 to 18 range for morning lows in the Edmonton area over the next couple of days. Yesterday, it was just northwestern Alberta. We told you that would likely be extended off to the east, southeast. And that was indeed the case through the day today. So everybody in pink under that heat warning, which will likely extend into the weekend. As expected, an isolated thunderstorm north of Cold Lake and back in through the foothills. This one's going to peter out after it crosses over into Saskatchewan early this evening. No threat of either of those coming even close to the Edmonton area. We'll keep fairly clear skies through this evening and overnight tonight. It is 24 degrees mid-evening here in the Edmonton area. 17 for a morning low tomorrow and up to about 30 or 31 for a daytime high tomorrow. Take a look at the next 10 days. 30 or 31 for a high tomorrow, 31 or 32 on Friday, 29 or 30 on Saturday. So we could get 4 straight days near 30 degrees for daytime highs, and then a bit of a cool down to close the weekend and into next week. Not super cold, but back a little closer to average. Full look at your 5 and 10 day in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. The RCMP's musical ride troupe will perform in Edmonton tonight. The iconic troupe is traveling across Alberta as part of its summer tour. 32 officers and their horses will perform drills to music. Organizers say the officers in red are a classic Canadian symbol.
When you're doing it, just how perfect it is, you see how much dedication and hard work goes into it, and it reminds you of like the members that do the same thing every day for us in the RCMP.
The sold-out show at the White Mud Equine Learning Centre starts at 7:30. The tour will hit nearly 20 locations in Alberta by the end of the summer. Coming up next on CTV News, something to whine about, why BC wineries are upset with the Alberta government.
They just decided that in the wine business, we're going to punish small producers like myself.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Tomorrow is the last day to get a free COVID-19 vaccine in Alberta. The province is pausing the program to prepare for the fall rollout. It says a new formula will arrive by October, offering the best protection against the latest strain of the virus. Most Albertans will have to pay for the vaccine. The province hasn't said how much it will cost yet. You can start registering for your dose on Monday, August 11th. A shortage of painkillers is affecting patients right across the country. Some pharmacists say they're having to limit prescriptions, meaning some people are not getting the medication they need. CTV's Sean Verdun reports.
So this is your medication. Do you have any questions?
Ottawa pharmacist Mohammed Al-Hawane is seeing the direct impact of drug shortages in Canada.
We do have a cancer patient who depend on a monthly supply of one of their medications, the oxycodone and Tylenol. It's called Percocet, or the generic of it. Unfortunately, we had to delay the dispensing until the doctor replies and give us an alternative.
Right now, common pain medications like Tylenol 3 and Percocet and related drugs are in short supply.
These meds are designed to help with breakthrough pain. Usually they have long-acting pain medications for their chronic problems, but they take these meds for something called breakthrough pain, so it has to be there.
Health Canada says the current shortage is temporary due to manufacturing disruptions and increased demand, and is working with manufacturers, distributors, provinces, and territories to monitor the situation and explore options to increase access. The Neighbourhood Pharmacy Association of Canada says these shortages happen regularly with all kinds of medications. Finding alternatives can take time and can sometimes only be done by a doctor. They say expanded powers for pharmacists could help.
So if pharmacists had expanded scope to do more and be recognized as practitioners commissioners in the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, they could support patients more with prescribing, with dosage changes.
It's something some patients favor.
Pharmacists are totally capable of replacing, substituting medication. That's what they do.
Health Canada says the current shortage should be resolved sometime in August. Until then, patients will have to cope, hoping their medication won't be impacted by the next shortage. Sean Varden, CTV News.
BC wine producers are accusing the Alberta government of playing hardball with what they call a tax grab. Ron Kubek of Lightning Rock Winery in Summerlin, BC says sales from Alberta customers have dropped. He says it's because of a new levy brought forward by the Alberta government this spring. Any bottle of wine that costs between $15 and $20 has a 5% rate applied against it. If it's between $20 and $25, a 10% tax is added. And any bottle more than $25 has 15% added. That's on top of a flat tax of $4.11 added to every liter of wine sold in Alberta.
But they just decided that in the wine business, we're going to punish small producers like myself, 3,200 cases a year. We're going to punish them, and we're going to punish Alberta wine drinkers who go, you know what, we don't mind buying Canadian. We know that it costs more in Canada to do business.
The province says the tax is meant to support the long-term viability of Alberta's liquor industry. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Festival Firsts, the new countries being represented at this weekend's Heritage Fest.
It's a festival that brings the world together.
Programming brought to you by Basement Systems Edmonton. Contact us today for all things basement-y.
Heritage Festival is returning for the August-long weekend. The festival showcases a wide range of foods and entertainment from all around the world. This year, there are 67 pavilions. New additions include Senegal and Somalia. Organizers say it's the world's largest three-day celebration of multiculturalism.
It's a festival that brings the world together. It brings the community together. It gives the community an opportunity to meet and engage with all of the cultures that make up Edmonton.
It's my first time here in Canada as well, and it's my first time here in this festival, and we are very excited about the coming up events.
The festival takes over the exhibition grounds and Borden Park Saturday through Monday. Organizers expect it to return to Hawrelak Park next year. Admission is free. Well, Josh, we got a long weekend ahead of us. Last time we looked at the 5 and 10 day, we were expecting some rain on Saturday. Hoping that's changing, though.
The Saturday forecast has changed. Looks hot until maybe Saturday night with some thunderstorms. And even Sundays, we'll talk about this more in a second. Even Sunday's forecast, those showers are looking more like scattered showers as opposed to heavy, steady rain. River Valley Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. It's 29 degrees. And sunny with a few clouds in Edmonton right now. Look at this heat across the north. 30, Fort McMurray, Slave Lake, 31s and 32s in through Grand Prairie, Peace River, and through the high-level region. Should be in the same territory, maybe even a degree hotter tomorrow. So there's your heat warning all across the north, down through the Edmonton, Red Deer, Drumheller, Brooks regions, and through east central Alberta as well. Daytime highs, 29 or hotter, and morning lows in the mid-teens or hotter. As we said, there's a little thunderstorm that has bubbled up this afternoon. It's pretty isolated just north of Cold Lake right now. That's moving off to the southeast, should pass over into Saskatchewan fairly quickly, and then a couple of thunderstorms in through the foothills. But really, most of the province has been dealing with mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies through the day today, and it looks like, at least here in the Edmonton area, way more sunshine than cloud cover over the next few days. No thunderstorms in the forecast until maybe Saturday night. Thursday afternoon, though, chance of thunderstorms once again in through the foothills, and then tomorrow night, this is 10 p.m. Thursday, in through the Peace Country, you've got a chance of some thunderstorms lingering into the late evening hours. And Friday, again, through the foothills, and then possibly across parts of north and northeastern Alberta, some late-day thunderstorm activity. All of that should avoid the Edmonton region. Saturday night, we'll see what happens with some of those storms starting to roll in. 14s, Fort McMurray, Slave Lake, Cold Lake, Lloydminster tomorrow morning, about 17 in Edmonton, 15 for Grand Prairie. You're on your way to 32 tomorrow, 34 in high level. Could see some record highs across parts of the north. Fort McMurray, 33. Close to 30. Coronation, Lloydminster, Red Deer, Jasper up to 31 degrees and several degrees hotter across northern Alberta than it will be in the south. It's still hot in the south, but not quite as hot as the north. 25 at 9 p.m. It wasn't that long ago we weren't getting to 25 for daytime highs. 17 your morning low tomorrow, and then 30 or 31 with a bit of a breeze. Wind out of the southeast, 15 kilometers per hour. 31 or 32 on the way for Friday. The record high for tomorrow is 31.3, so that's in jeopardy. Friday, Saturday's record highs are 33 and 34, so I think those ones are safe, but will be closer to record highs than the average highs. Saturday through the evening hours, you get a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, but through the daytime hours, sunny with a few clouds and hot once again. We're still up around 30. Sunday, well, the temperature will depend on how steady those showers are, but it's kind of looking like most of that steadier rain may actually dance around Edmonton. So it's still a 60% chance of at least some showers, but maybe not quite as steady as we had thought. And Monday looks fairly dry and warm with a high of 25.
All right, Josh, thank you. A former child soldier living in Red Deer is sharing his story of survival.
I still dream of the combat and the things I saw.
Monty Banny Dow's experience as a child soldier is still fresh in his mind more than 30 years later. Now he's sharing his story in a book he wrote about the journey he took from a war-torn country to central Alberta. Dow says living in Red Deer offers easy access to Edmonton and Calgary, something he does not take for granted.
So that had been my favorite, actually, to be able to be in the middle of those two big cities and be able to participate with my community like I am close to them. I cannot live without community.
He says he hopes to remind readers that others like him live in Alberta communities. His book is available at Audrey's Books in Edmonton and on Amazon.
H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, an Ontario court ruling is not stopping Alberta from meddling in bike lane decisions. What the transportation minister has to say about bike lanes in Alberta's two major cities. Plus, why Alberta restaurants have reason to be optimistic, and an Alberta artist shares his talents at a prestigious art show in England. Those stories and much more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Well, there may be a few Boston Bruins jerseys in the stands when the Edmonton Riverhawks hit Remax Field tonight.
My name is Happy Gilmore. 30 years ago, I decided to give golf a try.
With the recent release of Happy Gilmore 2, the Riverhawks are hosting an Adam Sandler night. The team will also touch on classic Sandler movies like The Waterboy and Billy Madison. Tonight's game includes an Adam Sandler look-alike contest.
We enjoy when fans come to the ballpark and kind of participate in our theme, so the classic Adam Sandler, like baggy shorts, big t-shirt, scruffy beard kind of look was what we're aiming for, so we hope we get lots of fans come dressed up.
The Riverhawks also partnered with the U of A's Student Union to organize a game of dodgeball on the field after the game. You do have to be 18 or older to take part. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.